Well, good evening. Glad you're back. Um, I was thinking about a lot of different ways that we adapt dishes that we really enjoyed with friends and family. And there are some really neat ways that the early church began to grow. And even through Jesus' ministry, he shared a lot of meals. Sometimes he just invited himself to meals, kind of like what he did with Zacchaeus. Seeing a guy on a tree and said, Zacchaeus, I'm coming to your house today for dinner. And then, of course, we know that the early church in Acts, toward the end of the chapter, they continued growing at homes, breaking bread, having fun together, worshiping, reading God's word. And then, as Paul opens this letter in 1 Corinthians, he's thanking them. I thank God about every remembrance of you, thanking him. And he's praying for their unity, that they would remain strong, and that God would use them to reach their community to Christ, and that they would just simply continue to grow. And I was thinking about, when's the last time everybody just had fun going to a friend's house for dinner, especially now, COVID and pandemic, and you can't go. And well, I thought back to a great time that we had many years ago, probably 25 years ago, and Craig and Sherry Campbell in Gonzales, Louisiana, had invited us to their house for breakfast. I mean, not like morning breakfast, but we live in the South, and we like having breakfast just about any time of the day. So they invited us over, and we had breakfast, and it was sourdough biscuits. And she was telling us that it was like something she remembered going to her grandmother's house, and something as she enjoyed growing up, and she was able to share with friends. And we're every time we have these biscuits, it's so easy to pray for not only them, but everybody that we met in Gonzales. And then, the dishes that are favorites from every church we've been at. And all of our friends, whenever we make this dish, or chicken pies, all kinds of things, it's so easy to remember and pray for the relationships that we've built over the years. And this is one of those times that, as I thought about making this, we've adapted it in so many ways. One of my favorite ways that you mix up these biscuits and you put them in a muffin tin that is heated so that they're kind of crispy when they come out. I adapted that, adding a little bit of sugar and vanilla, and as soon as I get them out of the muffin tins, I'd throw them in a paper sack with a bunch of powdered sugar, and it would taste a lot like beignets. That's not what I'm going to do tonight, but because I really like waffles. So what I'm going to show you, this is a really simple recipe. It has very few ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, this is 1 cup of self-rising flour. And now you can make this as much as you want. And then buttermilk. Believe it or not, I'm going to put a whole cup of buttermilk.
Ooh.
You can use low-fat buttermilk if you want, or the whole thing. Now what I'm going to do, just to make sure, there is a little bit in here, so I'm going to put just a little bit of water, just in case, as I'm cooking these, if I need to add a little bit more and make it moist, then I'll use the rest that's in the cup, in the measuring cup. So a cup of self-rising flour, a cup of buttermilk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then, not to make it too sweet, but this is going to be like a rounded tablespoon of sugar. And it's not a whole lot of sugar because you may want to use these as a savory waffle. Like if you're going to have chicken and waffles. You don't want the waffle too sweet, So before we started, I had already started heating up my waffle iron, and this is not a mix it up till it's a really fine batter. It'll be a little lumpy. So if you see, I'll put this under here. It's not like a really smooth batter. Okay? And then when we put it on there, we're going to put about this much. This right here will make about a dozen or so waffles that are about 3.5 to 4 inches. Okay? So spray a little oil. One. And these will freeze really well. They're going to cook in about 2 minutes, and they'll be cooked all the way through. Or you can cook them for about 3 minutes. They'll be a little tan on the outside. They're really easy to freeze, like I said, and stick in the toaster oven, and then have them really good when they come out. But you're probably wondering, gee, it's just waffles, right? Well, yes and no. We have to have something to put on them. So earlier, I was able to. I mixed up some heavy whipped cream. So we're gonna have some heavy whipped cream. Oh yeah. We'll have some heavy whipped cream. I have, this is simply a lot of butter with a few strawberries, just a little bit of sugar. And of course for savory, we're going to use basically chunked up chicken, and that's like chicken gravy. So to top it off, you know, we have, if you're going to have it for breakfast, you got to have some kind of breakfast meat, so we have bacon. So there's going to be 4 of them come out of here. I think. Let's just see. Whoop. It has just maybe 60 seconds left. All right. I'll go ahead and I'll put things up. There's always things to do while you're waiting. I apologize. I've already had 2 really big cups of coffee. So I'm moving and grooving. So while you're cooking, it's always nice to be putting things up. See, I have my rags. I want to make sure that I'm keeping everything clean and neat. I got sugar all over the place. But it's going to be good. And I could probably put my flour up, or at least get it ready to be put up. That's going here. Okay. I can't wait. Yes. Whew. Okay. These are crispy, a little bit of crispy on the outside. Whew. Very light. So, wow. All right. While that's cooling enough for that, we're going to stick one more. Whoops. That's okay. All right. So, with the first one, this is usually how I've made them in the past. Okay, I dust them, and you can eat them just like that, or put just a little bit of honey And with this one, I'm going to put I'm going to put some strawberries on here. Maybe top it with some whipped cream. Drizzle a little bit more. Maybe with this one we'll dust. We'll put some whipped topping on it. And then this one we'll put that's caramel. With this one, let's put the chicken on this one. All right. So there we have it. A lot of these. Wow, I don't know which one I want to try first. We'll try this one with the strawberries. Really good. Most of your fresh vegetables, bananas would be really good on
fresh
that
vegetables.
Too. Excuse me.
But that would be good.
That really does take a lot like a beignet. And with the caramel, oh yeah, I could have that for breakfast really easy. With the chicken, as small as these are, you could probably get a small chicken patty and make you a sandwich. Ooh boy. With every bite as sweet and savory. Easy. A cup of flour, a cup of self-rising flour, white lily, a cup of buttermilk, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of sugar on your waffle iron, and then if you already have toppings, or if, while they're cooking, you could be grilling up some small sliders. Pulled pork would probably be really good because the crunchiness of the, wow. Look at that. And we have 3 more. Oh, excuse me. We have 4 more ready to go. Look at that. This is going to be good. And you know what? Every time we have sourdough biscuits and waffles, I think about all my family back in Gonzales and the folks we've been able to share this with, continuing to pray with them. So look, if there's a friend that you have and you always have a favorite meal together, don't just enjoy the meal. Remember to pray for them as you have remembrance of them. And the meal's going to be that much better, and you'll long to spend more time with them. Hey, y'all have a great evening. Make you some waffles. Enjoy the evening. Stay warm, y'all. God bless you.